Good morning, everyone. Happy Supercharged Manifesting Monday, the start of a new week. Mwah, sending you all love. All right, let's see. I'm going to jump over here on the comments. We're talking about doubts and fears this morning. And this is one of those conversations, usually the conversations go, here's some things you can do to start amplifying your manifestations. And here are some things that might be getting in the way. So it's another one of those that we're going to commit, think about, make a commitment, do things differently. And I'm excited for this conversation. So if you're joining us, go on and give yourselves, hey, Camille, good morning. Here in the Money Family, we start Money Day. We rename Mondays Money Day, and we start off by sharing love. So go ahead. Yes, that's right. Happy Money Day. Hey, Jane, good morning. Wow, here's everyone rolling in. Happy Monday, happy money manifesting Monday. I like to do that this week. Manifest some good some good lots of extra financial abundance this week here in the Money Family. All right, so let's jump right into it. We're talking about your doubts and fears. And in my email, I said, is it worth it? I have been, as many of you know, there's lots of you that are watching, you're in our current 120-day money and profit mastery program. And so we're reading The Science of Getting Rich. And for me, literally, sometimes even the commas and the periods and the punctuation, even those things have meaning. Sorry. And I I've been reading this book this last week, and I'm telling you, I could do 10,000 lives on like one chapter because it's so deep. There's so much. But this one really, really struck me because I realized that when it comes to manifesting, sometimes we don't realize the price that we pay with some of the human things that we do. And the fact that it's all a choice, we can change it. So I wanted to have this conversation because I think if you were to realize what your doubts and fears cost you, it wouldn't be worth it to you. It's not worth it to me. And I'm not saying that we don't have doubts and fears or, we can stop ourselves. I'm not even saying that you can stop yourself from having it because I know that's next to impossible. What I am saying is if you realize what it cost you, you'd become vigilant, completely committed to doing everything in your power to ensure that you're not allowing them to linger, right? So let's jump right into it. I love it. Happy Manifesting Monday. So um, I was reading from the chapter in The Science of Getting Rich on the use of your will. And for many of us, when we think about will, we think about our willpower. And I know when I first read this, I was like, okay, use my willpower to make myself do this thing or to make myself do a thing. And actually, the use of the will is simply for you to choose. You have free will to choose in any moment what you're going to think. And it says the best and the most powerful thing that you can do with your free choice is to choose to think the way you want to think, to choose to think in the right way. And that's going to be very crucial in our conversation this morning about doubts and fears, right? But let me just take us back down to basics and how manifesting works. Number one, you decide you want a thing. And that's amazing. Whatever it is that you choose to bring into physical existence is unique to you. And that's the most magical thing I believe as part of our human experience is that we all have different desires. So whatever your desire is, you become aware that you have this desire for this thing and you acknowledge it. And second, it says, hold the image of you having this thing in your life. Hold it, hold that image in your thought with absolute faith that it is done. So in the law of attraction world, we call that visualizing. However you want to language it, the bottom line is A, acknowledge that you have a thing. B, feed your thoughts. And during the money attraction challenge, we talked about the science of this, the reticular activating system, that part of your brain that its function is for you to feed it, focus on this, focus on this, focus on this. And it goes, cool. Now I'm going to create things that will bring that thing that you told it to focus on into your life. So in manifesting, in layman's terms, you say, I want a thing. You feed it to your brain by constantly permeating your thoughts with images of you having the thing. And you do that with the total faith, it's done. I already have it. It is done. If you can do that, if you can hold the thought of you with the thing that you want all the time, making what the science of getting rich says only positive deposits in the universe, only positive impressions, only focusing always on the fact that you have it and it is done. If you can do that, the magic that becomes available for you are these three things. All right. So hang tight. Here we go. I want you to type all three of these because I want you to get what you can have. If you're able to do what I just said, acknowledge your desire and feed your thoughts with the positive impression of, I have it, I have it, I have it, it's done. I see myself with it, it is done. If you can do that, the faster you will manifest. If you can hold that image in your thought with only, the positive thinking around it as it is already done, it is mine. If you're able to do that, the faster you're going to start to manifest, because all of your thoughts are positive and they contribute. They don't take away, they contribute to making impressions in the universe. So think about this. Your positive thoughts, they're deposits. Your doubts and fears, they're withdrawals. Okay. So if you can stay in positive thought, you actually manifest faster. So start asking yourself the question, okay, I want this thing. I don't know about you, but when I acknowledge my desires, they're all things that I really, really want. I mean, there's nothing that I can think of that I journal about or set an intention around that I'm kind of like lukewarm. If I get it, it's okay. If not, like, I really want all those. I want all the things. And I think you want all the things too. So I have to ask myself, and I don't like, I'm not a someday over the rainbow kind of girl. I believe that we're here for whatever period of time is our time. And we want to have as much wonderful experiences as we can while we're here to have them. And we want to have them happen fast. I have no intention of waiting years and years and years for anything. I want it now. And I'm totally okay to say that. And I think you want it now too, or you're just kidding yourself, right? So how can we manifest faster? If you keep making positive deposits with your thoughts into the universal field, into the quantum field, where this field has everything that you desire, if you keep putting positive energy in, you're going to manifest faster. But if you put negative doubts and fears, it's going to slow down your manifesting. Do you want that? Do you want to slow down your manifesting? So that would be price number one. You have to think about, is that worth it for you? Is feeding your doubts and fears so that you are making negative impressions into the universe, into the quantum field, is that worth it for you? It's not worth it for me. So I'm going to do the work to minimize the time that I'm making deposits of doubts and fears. So that's number one. It says, number two, if you can hold this impression, if you can keep making positive deposits and seeing yourself with it as done, if you're able to do that, the universe will use every means available, everything that's available to bring to you what you want. Did you hear me? Let me say that again. Not you're going to do everything that you can. Not you, not your little human effort. The universe, God, source, all of it, the most powerful force in existence is going to bring you. It's going to use everything to bring you what you want. It's going to move all things towards you. things that even if it needs to be created and it's not yet created, it will be created so that you can have it. Whatever it is that you want. If the thing you want doesn't even yet exist, it's going to be created. That's what you have available for you if you can do this thing of staying in positive thought and total faith, seeing yourself what the thing has done as much as you possibly can. Now, when you introduce doubt and fears, then basically what you're saying to the universe is, I don't trust you to do all these things for me. That's why I'm worried. I am worrying. I'm in my doubts and fears because I don't really trust that you got it. Universe, God, source, I'm worried. I don't know if you can really do it. I don't know if you can really come through for me. So I'm sitting over here spending hours and hours and hours worrying and feeding my doubts and fears about, is it going to happen for me? And what you're doing when you do that is you're literally saying, I don't trust that you, God, are capable. I don't trust you, universe, source, creator, all that powerful energy that exists and is available for us. I don't trust that you got it. So I'm going to be over here worrying about it. And when you do that, the price that you pay with that lack of faith, that not trusting, is that all these things started moving towards you like this. Just imagine everything that you need started moving towards you. And then you introduce doubts and fears, and it just starts going like this. And then you wonder, why am I not manifesting? Why is it taking so long? Why does it never work out for me? Because doubts and fears do this. It takes it all away from you. Is it worth it? Is that worth it to you? It's not worth it to me. I want everything that can do everything, that makes it easy for me to do it. I want all the things moving towards me. You talk about the law of attraction. Why do we love the law of attraction so much? Because it implies attraction, attracting, right? Not efforting, but attracting, easy and relaxed. And literally, I am telling you that if you are able to stay in a positive mind, if you're able to keep your mind, your thoughts filled with visions of you having the thing that you want, this is what becomes available for you. The universe makes everything happen for you. That's how the attraction works. But if you can't do that, if you sit in your doubts and fears, you take all of that away. Now, here's my favorite part, the third one of what happens, what you get, the magic that you get to experience if you're able to do this. It says, the minds of people everywhere, not just in your town, not just the people you network with, not even the people you already know, the minds of people everywhere, all over the world, are influenced on your behalf. Like, hold on, do you get that? People's minds, they are just sitting there minding their own business. You're over here feeding your thoughts with the impression of you with the thing that you want. And these people over here are just getting the random thought to do something that's going to lead to you having what you want. That to me is crazy. I don't know about you, but I want that every day, all day. I don't have to convince anyone. I don't have to figure out who I need to talk to. I don't have to do any of it except sit over here and daydream and see myself with the thing that I want. And then the universe is going to go influence the minds of people everywhere. Anything that is necessary to the fulfilling of your desire, and it involves people doing something, you don't have to worry about it. It will get taken care of for you. For example, my guy and I like to say, Exhibit A. So here is my most recent example of this. Right before the launch, one of the things that's part of my personal, like, you guys know I do my triangle. So what's God going to do and what's Tasha going to do, right? And so under the God side of my triangle was bring me the perfect collaborations. And I just saw myself, oh, it's still over there. I had a thing on my wall with a number of boxes that were blank, which meant these are the number of collaborations. These are the number of people that I was going to collaborate with. And I had 25 boxes and they were blank. Had no idea who they were going to be. But this is what I mean. I just saw myself checking that box, checking all the boxes, writing in random names. I didn't know who the names were going to turn out to be, but I saw myself as my desire manifesting, that God was going to identify these people and bring them to me. Now, here's what happened. We are 2 weeks before the challenge, 2 or 3 weeks before the challenge, when I get a phone call from a woman I have not heard from in years. We don't talk on social media. We don't like nothing. I have no idea what she's doing, if she's even still in Florida, nothing. She actually she sent me a Facebook message and said, "Hey, Tasha, I just had a crazy idea. I think it would be so fun if we could do this thing together. What's this thing you want me to do?" She goes, "I would like you to come on my clubhouse that I am a moderator for 2 times in the month of February, 2 times, to come talk about money right before my launch." Okay. So this is one of my ideas. I think we ended up getting well over 200 leads, 200 free people we didn't have to pay for came into our community because this woman sitting in her house minding her own business, her mind was influenced towards the manifestation of my desire. She thought it was her idea. She thought she just got, like she was so smart, and really that was just the universe using her as a conduit to the manifestation of my desire. Does that make sense to you? I didn't do anything. I didn't think about calling her. I didn't even know what she was doing. I didn't know she had this platform. I had no, I would not have been able to think that up even if I tried. So why would I? What I do is I put my thoughts on the outcome. What do I want? What does it look like? And I feed that vision with positive impressions. And when doubts and fears start happening, so let's say, for example, I say I want 25 collaborators and I'm like filling it in and there's 4 and I start going, "Oh my God, it's not going to happen. Where are they? Let me get my phone and start texting and messaging people. Let me start worrying about this." Right now, meanwhile, as soon as I said I wanted 25 people and I put all that positive impression, God, universe, source was taking care of it, right? Bringing all those people towards me. However, it worked out. And then as soon as I introduced doubts and fears, bye bye. They just went back to their own thing that they were doing, right? See how that works? Is that worth it for you? Would you rather use your time and energy trying to figure out who are all the people you need to collaborate with? Who are the clients that you need? Where are they? Find them, do all this stuff. Do you want to do that? Knock yourself out. I don't want to do it. I want the minds of people to be influenced by God, by source. There's no convincing. God, source, universe is saying, "Hey, go do this thing," knowing full well, like God's the best, like manifester of all. God's doing all the coordinating. I like God as my coordinator for my life. I don't know about you, but I kind of like that. So you guys, no, so that's a really good point. Pamela says, "I think I remember that you can't use this on people. You can't manipulate people." So in the example that I gave you, for example, I decided I want 25 collaborators. I didn't even know who those collaborators would turn out to be, so I couldn't manipulate them. It's not me doing anything. I don't have the power to manipulate them. Right? But what I said was, this is my desire, and I gave it to God, universe, source. You find the perfect people. Now, for example, when that lady called me and invited me to be a speaker about money, I was doing her a huge favor because on that platform, they were asking her to have conversations about money. And she was like, "I'm not an expert, but I know an expert." And so by bringing me on, she looked really good. It made her look amazing because I crushed it. I came on and I had like all my Tasha energy and I was amazing for her and her people. So it's a win-win for everybody. And that's what you want, right? There's no manipulation going on here. It's God doing it for the highest good of all. for the highest good of all is how that works. All right. That's right. Sheila says, I want the mind of people to be influenced by God on my behalf. You're my kind of girl, right, Jackie? I want easy. Yeah, me too. So here's the thing. You hear how amazing that is. But doubts and fears are sure to start a negative impression. It's a sure to start a withdrawal. It takes all of that power. Those three things that I told you would happen for you. You start manifesting faster. Everything that is needed for you to manifest starts moving towards you. The minds of people, whatever it is that people need to do so that you manifest your desire, they're being influenced, not you convincing them. They're being influenced. All of that is available to you if you can stay in that holding that vision of yourself with the thing you want as done. But if you introduce doubts and fears, you take all of that away from yourself. You take it all away from you. And so the question this morning is that worth it to you? Is that worth it? In the Science of Getting Rich, it says all the promises, everything, all the three things that I said, everything is available to the person who believes and to those people only. Like if you're not in the believing club, you don't get to get these perks. Like, you know what I mean? That's how it rolls. That's how it works. If you don't have the American Airlines like luxury club, go sit in their thing while you're waiting for your flight. If you don't have the card, you don't get the perks. So if you don't choose, and that's what I love about this is like, what do you do with doubts and fears? You just choose when you're experiencing them. I'm not about it. It's not worth it to me to sit in my doubts and fears. I saw someone post, I can't wait for this conversation because I am done. I'm over these doubts and fears running my life. So I'm going to leave you with this. How do you stay positive? How do you make positive impressions as much as you possibly can? You keep putting in deposits with the universe so that you keep this power, all these things that are available moving towards you. Number one, gratitude. Gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Whenever you find yourself going into doubts and fears, switch to gratitude. What can I be grateful for right now? And even if it's the thing that you're doubtful and fearful around, like, I don't know if this is going to work out. What can I be grateful for? I'm grateful that I have the memory of things always working out for me. I'm grateful that, you know what? I don't know how it's going to happen, but I already see it beginning to happen. Like, find something to be grateful for, just as it is. Gratitude. Number one, how can you keep your impressions positive? Gratitude. Number two, always be documenting your evidence. That is why if you were to walk into my office, there are sheets of paper. You can't see the walls. There are sheets of paper on all of my walls, because I'm constantly asking and documenting my evidence. Everything that I want is trackable. The amount of income we want to create in our business, I got a tracker for it. The number of clients I want us to serve this year, I got circles all over on my wall over there to track it. How far are we? How close are we to the number? The collaborators I want, they're on that wall. I'm writing their names in every empty box. Always be documenting your evidence so that it feeds your faith. It keeps you in faith that it's all working out for you, right? Because if you're like, I want $10,000, and you start saying, I don't have $10,000, I haven't manifested it, now I'm going to be in doubts, and I'm going to doubt if it's going to happen. I'm going to be worried and fearful if it's going to happen. Meanwhile, maybe you manifested $1,500, but you're not even giving any attention to that because it's not the total $10,000 that you want, and you allowing doubts and fears to creep in when you have evidence it is working out for you, right? So gratitude, evidence, and keep feeding the dream. Keep visualizing. If the fastest way to stay out of doubt and fears is to, when it comes, just close your eyes and put your mind back in that scene where you have it. You don't know how it's going to happen, but you can certainly close your eyes and see it as done. See yourself with it, right? So there we go. I love it. All right. So how can you keep your impressions positive? Number one, stay in gratitude. Number two, document your evidence, whatever it is that you've asked for. Right now, today, when we get off the phone, Think of a big desire that you've asked for, something you haven't yet manifested, but you're waiting for it to manifest. Just make yourself sit down and go, have I seen any evidence that it's coming? And write it down. Make your mind see that. Prove to yourself it is unfolding. It is happening for you. So gratitude, evidence, and keep feeding the dream. And my intention, last question of the day. Yes or no? You guys ready? Yes or no? After I just laid out for you all the things that become available, if you are willing to just hold your thoughts positive, have total faith, see yourself with it as done. I said, if you can do that, you will manifest faster. A, you will manifest faster. B, the universe will move everything that's needed towards you. Everything. If you need the money, if you need the building, if you need the job, if you need someone to do whatever, anything, even if it's not yet created, right? Even if it's not yet created, it will be created for you. You want a grant and it doesn't exist, it will be created. Whatever it is that needs to happen will happen for you. And the last one is people's minds will start to be influenced on your behalf. That's what's available for you. But if you have doubts and fears, you literally you send all of those things away from you. So yes or no, is it worth it? Yes or no. Go ahead and type. Is it worth it to you to continue to feed your doubts and fears so that you lose all of those things? I want to see what you guys all have to say. Hang on, I'm waiting for the comments. It's a little bit delayed. Is it worth it? It's the answer for me is no. It's not worth it. It is not worth it to feed my doubts and fears. There's no scenario under which I want to lose all of that magic because I'm feeding doubts and fears. Not worth it for me, right? Yes, I love it. A whole big ton of no's. Yeah, you're my people. No, I'm not feeding doubts and fears. I love it. Nope, not worth it. No doubts. No doubts in the money family. No doubts. I love it. I love you guys. Go think about that. Really give that some thought. And the next time you find yourself in doubts and fears, just go, this isn't worth it. It's not worth it. The price is way too steep. Let me turn to gratitude. Let me document my evidence. Instead of sitting here worrying, let me just close my eyes and see it as done. I love you guys. Have a great Monday, money family. Bye, everyone. See you on Thursday morning at 9 a.m. on Clubhouse. Bye.